Everybody, welcome back to the last game today of the 2026 JRDA Open Division Playoffs here in lovely Columbia. We're so happy to have you. Our last game today is between Rome and Savannah. Rome, of course, will be wearing the black jerseys with the gold accents. I'm going to tell you who's going to be taking the track. 04 OG, 10 Ice, 27 Tragedy Anna, 3 Goldie Blocks, 3000 Undead Ban, 33 Day Tripper, 480 Alexecutor, 6 Gnarly Quinn, 834 Pipsqueak, 86 Lilicious, 900 Lala, 911 Nacho Business, and number 99 Lightning. Savannah will be skating in the white jerseys for this game. Their roster reads 10 The Butcher, 1016 The Mad Splatter, 102 Poison Ivy, 1104 Purple People Eater, 119, that's King Corey. 18 Monster. 19 Pluto. 2004 American Idiot. 26 Tallulah Gorge. 3146 Disney Villain. 405 Moth Massacre. 626 Persephone. And 747 Sriracha Cha. Also want to give some love to our officials. That's $1 Million Brand, Rocket Chop, Skittles, Mingus, Misery Chop, Yoshi Cuttin, Mac Attack, Sin Omin, Hollandaise, Juke and Jawbreaker, $1 Million Brand, Thrill'em Defoe, Little King Trashmouth, Hannibal Reffer, Rex Support, Pack Daddy, Block Mage, Darth Mauler, and Lemon Stinger. I'd like to give a very special shout out to our tournament sponsor, that's Experience Columbia SC Sports. that whistle tells us we're getting ready to start this game. I think we have Lightning taking on Purple People Eater off that jammer line for the first jam. It's Lightning on the toe stops on the inside. Picks up lead jammer status. Lightning shakes off those blockers. First points on the board go to Rome. Very nice star pass there to King Corey for Savannah, but Lightning's already through. That was 8 points total. I think that was 8 points total for Lightning. Yes, getting a confirmation from the jam ref. Run with 8 and Savannah still looking to put their first points on the board. We're only a minute into this game. Think that is ice. Woo! Spin move. Picks up lead jammer. Monster. Also out of the pack. Both jammers coming in very quickly. Oh my goodness. Monster with the whole toe stop. Woo! My goodness. Ice. Made the apex jump, called it. But it looks like Monster will head to the box on a forearm call. So this will be a power start for Rome. Undead Band looking for an assist through the pack from Goldie Blocks and does so. Gets out of the pack first, picks up that lead. Ghost Blocker on turn number 4. Undead Band recovers. Undead Band through 4-4. Monster's out of the box now, engaging with that pack. This is the initial for Monster. And so Monster will pick up a cut and will head back to the penalty box. Another power jam for Rome. Undead Band going to go ahead and call that off. Not before picking up 8. They will ice Monster in that penalty box for the start of this next jam. We're seeing Lightning back on the line. Woo! Couple blockers take a swing, but Lightning avoids it. Got some equipment out on the track here. We'll have to just exit the track. That's fine, as long as it's safe for everyone else. Lightning, meanwhile, on the toe stops, taking a spin move out of the pack. Picks up 4. Now Monster knocks Lightning out, tries to recycle, but Lightning's fine, taking the time. Monster on the inside, gets through on the initial. King Corey with a hip tap there, but Monster's just gonna call that off. Lightning's gonna call that off. Looking at the jam rest, it says Monster had 0 on that jam and 8 for Rome. Random equipment found on the track. Day Tripper through on the inside. Picks up that lead jammer status. Purple People Eater with the star on. Makes a pass there to the Butcher. Meanwhile, Day Tripper is through. Does pick up 4 there. Woo! A little pile up there on turn 2. But Day Tripper has got 2 blockers to beat there. Oh no, Day Tripper will pick up that penalty. Oh. No. So Day Tripper not picking up a penalty. I believe that means Day Tripper will retain the lead here. The Butcher now out of the pack. That's the initial. So Day Tripper is just going to go ahead and call that off. "23 minutes, 20 seconds on the clock. Savannah sits at 4, Rome at 40. Monster coming back in. Woo! To that pack, a little sneaky. That's Ice wearing the star from Rome, but it is Monster that's out first. Does pick up that lead jammer status. Now Ice battling against King Corey gets out now. Rome all over Monster there at turn number 2, but Monster shakes it off. It's going to pick up the 4 and call that off. Don't believe Ice was able to pick up any, but oh no, I am wrong. Ice was able to pick up some. Looks like 2 points on the jam ref's hand. So 42-8 at the end of that jam. 22 minutes just and a couple of seconds on the clock. So Undead Band back on the line there for Rome. The Butcher taking the star from the beginning on this jam. Undead Band with 1 blocker to beat. Comes out of the pack. Everyone's swooping in now to try to help the Butcher. Woo! Got to give a little shout out to Purple People Eater, who's trying to break up that defense. Nothing doing. Undead Band through the pack for 4. Undead Band now get a tap out. The Butcher now getting a tap out. And Undead Band picking up that penalty will rescind the lead, and we'll go the full 2 minutes here. Butcher is looking for a star pass. Now Purple People Eater with the star exits the pack. Now that's the initial. Undead Band already on a scoring trip. So Purple People Eater pushing against that tripod, does find an inside lane, exits the pack, and that And it will be a cut track assessed to Purple People Eater. So that jam will come to a close. Undead Band was able to exit the penalty box, but we'll see Purple People Eater head there to start this one out. Will be a power jam for Rome. So Lightning back on the line there for Rome for this power start. Woo! All kinds of bodies flying in there. Oh, wow, Lightning. So Lightning gets the lead and calls it really quickly, I think, because of an equipment issue. We're just going to reset, that's all. No big. And that whistle will take us into the next jam. Woo! Day Tripper wearing the star for Rome, coming in quickly. So that last jam was so fast that Purple People Eater wasn't able to exit the box. Look at those tripods just locking down on the jammers, doing the good work. That Persephone trying to break it up in there. Hard to see all of your jerseys. Lilicious also trying to break up the defense there. I think Lilicious has successfully received that star, so Lilicious is the jammer of record now. One blocker to beat. King Corey doing the great work of one-on-one, which is just super difficult. Now Lilicious out. Got to put on that cap. And now we've had a star pass on the other side as well. King Corey coming around the track. Coming in. Oh. So I think we've had a star drop. King Corey out of the pack now, picks up that 4. Woo! Right over that apex. King Corey with 4 additional points. Oh, yeah! That was amazing. 2 in a row like that. So 12-point run there for Savannah. Rome picks up 2, 51-24. In favor of Rome. We're at 16 minutes, 20 seconds in our first half. So Monster on the inside picks up that lead jammer status. Ice with the star on for Rome with 1 blocker to beat. Powers through. Oh my goodness. Monster tries to make that leap on the apex. Doesn't quite land it. Gets recycled back. Ice on the inside finds a way through. Picks up 4. Monster with 1 hand out. That is legal. So many people. Monster on the inside. There comes Ice. Monster's going to go ahead and call that off. 0 piece on that very last trip, but 8-4 in favor of Rome for that jam. We are ticking under just under 15 minutes. We do have a timeout being called by Rome. All of you in the building, remember, and all of you on stream as well, everybody, just everybody. JRDA has Team USA tryouts here, September 26th. See the JRDA Facebook page to sign up. Sign up by June 28th for a $20 discount. Alrighty, that rolling whistle tells us we're end of time out. That whistle will take us into jam number 11. That is Undead Band wearing the star for Rome. I think that's the Butcher wearing the star for Savannah. It's hard to see with all those bodies. Undead Band gets a little recycle back. Woo! King Corey with the amazing one-on-one blocking again. That tripod of room blockers just giving Butcher all kinds of trouble. Our pack is just now approaching turn number 1. Already a minute into the jam. So Undead Band now looking for the outside. Meanwhile, Butcher just pushing on the tripod up the seam. Undead Band almost out of there, but did roll over the tape and will be recycled. No, will be assessed as lead. So Undead Band did get far enough out to be assessed as lead. Woo! But getting reabsorbed by the pack. Meanwhile, the Butcher just pushing against that tripod. Not much movement. So friends, Undead Band finally out on the initial trip, and that jam will end. So our pack went from jammer line to turn 2. That was some tough defense right there. 12 minutes, 40 seconds on the clock in our first half. So Monster there of the star of Savannah, but it's Lightning up the inside, picking up that lead jammer status. Monster also out of the pack, trying to catch up to Lightning. They're both going to come in fast. Lightning's going to call it off. I think it was probably 0-0. Yep, 0-0 on that one. From one of the longest jams this weekend to one of the quickest. Rome sits at 59, Savannah at 28. We're at 11 minutes, 40 seconds. That whistle will take us into jam number 13. So I think that is Day Tripper wearing the star there for Rome. Whew. Everyone heard that call. Okay, Tallulah Gorge is the one here with the star for Savannah, looking to get through. I think that is Day Tripper, yep, that picked up the lead jammer status. Star pass now to King Corey. So Day Tripper gonna go ahead and pick up the 4 and call that off before King Corey can get back around. Just under 10.5 minutes here in our first half. $63 Rome, 28 Savannah. Oh, so nice. Ice just runs up that outside lane, but the Butcher also out of the pack. Look at that. We got 10 taking on 10. Love it. Ice around the outside. Going to call it. Don't know if the Butcher was able to make it in there. Oh, he was. So looking for the final tally for our jam refs. It looks like 4 for Rome, 3 for Savannah. It's a 4-3 run there. Oh, it looks like, oh my goodness. That will be ice in the box at the very end of that jam. So this is a power start. Savannah electing to send out King Corey. And King Corey does make it out. Woo! Right over the apex. King Corey for an additional 4. King Corey trying to put as many on the board as possible, because here comes Ice out of the penalty box. That's the initial pass for Ice. So a 12-point run there for King Corey. Brings Savannah to 43. Rome sits at 67. We're under 8 minutes, 20 seconds on the clock. Wow. Undead Band saw the opening and took it. Lead jammer status there goes to Rome. Now the Butcher is wearing the star for Savannah. So Undead Band with 4 so far, and we have just the Rome defense just locking down there on the jammer. The Butcher looking for any opening, getting some assists for Sriracha Cha, but just unable to open up the pyramid. There we go. Undead Band with 8 so far, now coming in again. Track advantage to Rome. Means there are fewer blockers to hang on to the jammer. Now everybody clears the penalty box. Star pass to Sriracha Cha. Undead Band plays a little defense on Sriracha Cha and also picks up an additional 4. Pack is piled up. Just a glom of bodies right there at turn number 3. Neither jammer able to make it through. And so that jam will come to its conclusion. One additional point there for Undead Band. So that brings that jam to 17. Rome sits at 84, Savannah at 43. 5 minutes, 44 seconds left on the clock. And we do have an official timeout. Of course, the winner of this game will play Columbia at 2 p.m. tomorrow. And the other team will play Tampa at noon. That rolling whistle tells us that the official timeout has concluded. Five minutes, 43 seconds on the clock. And that whistle will take us into jam number 17. Lightning tries to make it up the outside line and is denied. That is Monster with the star there for Savannah, looking for an opening as well. But it's Lightning that finds an opening first. Gets out his lead. Monster's just locked down in the middle of that tripod. Disney Villain trying to break it up. Does get a hit there on Lightning as Lightning comes through. Both jammers just taking a minute. And Lightning up that inside line again. And Monster on the outside slides onto the end. Does get out on the initial trip. Lightning going to make a move on the outside. Pick up the 4 and call it. So 8-point run there for Rome. .412 on the clock. That does look like Day Tripper taking on Purple People Eat Her. Again, both defenses doing a great job of hanging on the jammer. So that was Nacho Business trying to help Day Tripper out of that pack, but picked up a forearm in the process. Now Day Tripper is out around the outside, picks up that lead. Purple People Eater looking to get around the defense. Oh, so close. Day Tripper almost through, but then slid over the tape just a little bit. And Purple People Eater is out of the pack now. That's the initial. Day Tripper is going to get the signal from the bench to call it, but we'll pick up a cut track before the call off. So the lead will be rescinded. We'll go the full 2 minutes here. And nice star pass there to King Corey. King Corey going to try to make it around, but I think the jam will end. So that will leave Day Tripper in the box to begin this next jam. Rome sitting at 95, Savannah at 46. We're under 2 minutes left in our first half. So Savannah has elected to send Monster to the line for this power start, but the power start was very, very short. Day Tripper is already out of the penalty box and engaging with that Savannah defense. Meanwhile, Monster's looking for a way through the Rome tripod. It's a brace tripod. So Gnarly Quinn has accepted the star from Day Tripper. Is going to come back around. But Monster also out of the pack on the initial. Call it. So Gnarly is the jammer of record. Monster picks up 4. So I think Rome is just going to run out the clock here as we finish up. So Rome just really content here to use the clock to their advantage. Time is on their side. So Gnarly Quinn just going to take some time to get through the pack. Meanwhile, Monster trying to pick up as many points as possible for the end of this jam. Everyone exits the penalty box now. Oh, I spoke too soon. And that is the end of that jam. So we'll wait for the final tally here. It looks like an additional 3 there for Monster. 4 for Gnarly Quinn. I think traded off between Day Tripper and Gnarly Quinn. 99 for Rome, 57 for Savannah. Go find yourself some refreshments and stretch your legs and come back because we've got a whole second half. All right, everyone. Thank you for coming back to the second half of Rome taking on Savannah at the 2026 JRDA Open Division Playoffs. We are so happy to have you here. Remember, we will be having MVPs after this game, MVPs, so don't run away quickly. want to thank one more time our tournament sponsor, Experience Columbia SC Sports. Thank you so much for allowing us to come together and watch some roller derby. So when we left at intermission, we have Rome sitting at 99, Savannah at 57. And that is Lightning on the inside lane. Does pick up that lead jammer status for Rome. The Butcher with star in hand. Woo! Wow. Strong ankles. So the Butcher still battling against that tripod. Lightning coming through now on another scoring trip. Meanwhile, the Butcher looking for a way through, but cannot pass the star because the pivot has taken a seat in the penalty box. Lightning picks up another 4 points and through again. Butcher's getting a lot of help there offensively, but just can't break open the Rome tripod. Meanwhile, Lightning puts another 4 on the board. So that jam comes to a close, but that was a 24-point run there by Lightning. Puts Rome at 123, does take them over that century mark. Savannah unable to put any points on the board that jam. Undead Band wearing the star there for Rome. I believe that is Purple People Eater. Hard to see from this angle. Wow, the defense here just really, really tough. Both teams hanging on to the jammers, not letting a slice of daylight. Undead Band gets a little tap out on the outside of the tape. Our pack just now getting to the pivot line. And Undead Band finally one-footed right at turn 1 does get out of the pack. And we have had a star pass now for Savannah. King Corey So Undead Band does get through the pack. I think picks up the full 4 on that one. No, 3. 3 on that. Calls it. Very, very tough jam. Woo! Wow. That was such a quick move, Lightning. But Monster on the other side of the pack. Both jammers exiting very quickly. Lightning on the inside. Quickly through that pack and picks up the 4 and calls it. Monster unable to put any on the board that trip. 24:45 on the clock here. This is our second half of our last game today. Woo! So Ice wearing the star for Rome is out. The Butcher wearing the star for Savannah also out. Woo. So Ice makes it through, does call it off. But the Butcher actually did pick up a point as well. $134.58 in favor of Rome. We've got 23:45 left on the clock in our second half. Lightning back on the line for Rome. Monster back on the line for Savannah. Almost around the outside, but Lightning gets recycled back, and Monster now out on the initial trip. Lightning going to pick up the 4 and go ahead and call that off and keep Savannah scoreless. Day Tripper back on the line there for Rome. I think that is the Butcher. It's hard to see from here. Nacho trying to bridge the 2 parts of the pack here, and now getting in front of Purple People Eater, trying to break up the pack. King Corey doing the 1-on-1 again against Day Tripper and forces Day Tripper out of bounds. The Butcher almost through, but gets a little hip check there from Alexecutor. And I do think that Day Tripper finally exited the pack there as a lead jammer. Every trip is just absolutely hard fought by both of these teams. Persephone trying to create some space in the middle of that tripod. Purple People Eater now in there as well. But now Day Tripper is engaging with the pack. This is a scoring trip for Day Tripper. So that's the OG trying to help out Day Tripper and does so. Whew. I'm tired for them. So 142.58 in favor of Rome. 20 minutes, 35 seconds left on the clock. So we want to tell you a little bit about what's happening on Sunday. We have our 10 a.m. game is Red Stick taking on the Mischief. At noon, we have Tampa. I don't know who this is. And then we'll have Columbia at 2 p.m. So we'll determine who plays those two folks right now. And that whistle takes us into jam number 7. Nice spin move on the inside by Monster. Lightning keeping up the pressure as we head in here. Monster calls it. All right, 1 point there. And you said it's pronounced Joel and not Joel? Okay. All right, in this jam, we have Undead Band taking on Purple People Eater. It is Undead Band that is out of the pack first. The OG trying to stop King Corey, but Corey will not be denied and will knock Undead Band out of the track. So Undead Band with a couple of blockers to beat manages to stay. Oh my goodness, King Corey with the finish off there. We'll take Undead Band out. Purple People Eater finally exits the pack. Undead Band calling it. Hey, Monster, you are our prom king, Joel. Your fan base believes in you. Much love. Lightning with a nice spin move on the outside. Takes lead jammer, but here comes Monster quickly around the track. Lightning calls it, but I think Monster might have picked one up. Let's see. Nope, Jam Ref says no. So we're conferring here to make sure that we know how many points to award for Lightning. Two points for Lightning there. 17 minutes, 15 seconds left on the clock here in our second half. And that is ice. Out of the back first. Kept the eyes on King Corey, knew what King Corey was doing. Woo! Ice stayed in bounds unbelievably. I think that is Tallulah Gorge with the star. Quick pass off there to King Corey. Woo! Nice low dip there from King Corey. Ice is going to get through, pick up the points, and call it. So 8 points there on that last jam for Rome. Lightning taking on the Butcher. Lightning very quickly before the pivot line picks up that lead jammer status. And now the Butcher exits the pack on the initial trip. Woo! Oh my goodness. Such a quick little apex jump there. We'll pick up the 4 and call it off. Keeping Savannah scoreless on that jam. 15 minutes, 25 seconds left on the clock here. We'll have an official timeout. So don't forget, teams, you will be selecting MVPs at the end of this game. Do not run away. And that whistle will take us into jam number 12 here in the second half. So I think that little discussion was about Lightning having a seat in the penalty box to start this one out. Now Monster is able to pick up lead. Going to make the most of this power start. So Monster in on the inside lane, does call it off. Penalty box cleared during that last jam, so 8 points put on the board. That is Day Tripper. I think taking on the Butcher there. All kinds of bodies flying around. No one's emerged victorious yet. So the Butcher just pushing hard against this tripod. Meanwhile, Day Tripper's trying to break up, find a seam. Goldie Block's trying to open up a seam there for Day Tripper, but Savannah just everywhere, including the Butcher, who just played a little defense there on Day Tripper. The pack is very slowly moving up to turn number 2. So the Butcher looking for some help for Purple People Eater. They push open one side of the tripod and just closes back down. Not a lot of room here. We still have no lead. All kinds of blockers being sent to the box, and that jam comes to a close. We got one halfway around the track. One half. Under 12 minutes here left in our second half. So it looks like we've got a blocker apiece in the box as we start this next jam. And Lightning so fast around the outside, but there comes Monster keeping on the pressure. Lightning through. I'm not sure if Monster was able to get any. We will look for the jam ref, and no. 3 points for Rome. So 10 minutes, 45 seconds left on the clock. Ice already picked up lead for jam number 15. Wow, Tallulah Gorge with the star on there for Savannah, already out of the pack as well. Ice is going to go ahead and pick up those 4 and call it off. So that whistle takes us into the next jam. Woo, woo, my goodness. All kinds of hit on Lightning there. Lightning standing up. Does get rolled out of bounds, but still standing. And that is the Butcher wearing the star for Savannah, and out of the pack, the Butcher. Looks like none was put on the board there for that. Okay, I think we had some blockers reporting to the box there. Under 9 minutes here in our second half. Woo! Monster picks up lead. Ice with the star on there for Rome. Looking to get out of the pack on the initial trip. Does so. Monster now out of the pack as well. But that's a scoring trip for Monster. 4 full points. Both chambers getting recycled, so that will be called off, but I think looks like 2 points for Ice. 3 points for Monster. And that's Lightning with the star on. And will receive a cut track for that. The Butcher now coming into the pack. Woo! The Butcher looking for the outside, gets a little tap in by the OG. Very nice penalty kill there by Rome. But the Butcher now alone out there. No help. Lightning is out. That's the initial trip for Lightning. And now Lightning's putting points on the board. The Butcher did take off the star from the helmet, which means we cannot have a lead assessed. We'll go the remainder of this 2-minute jam. So Lightning through for an additional 4. Woo, a little hop over the inside tape. Gives Lightning another 4. And that jam comes to a close. Undead Band with a star on there for Rome. Out of the pack first. That's Purple People Eater wearing the star for Savannah. Gets a recycle. Woo! Undead Band tries to have the apex. Didn't quite land in bounds, so will be recycled. And Purple People Eater out now on the initial. So Undead Band's going to call that. No points on the board for either team, but Rome just trying to manage the clock at this point. Just time on their side. Just under 5 minutes left in our second half. And that is Lightning pushing through the front of the pack. Monster got the star on there for Savannah. Can't quite exit that defense. Lightning battles through, shakes off the last blocker. Gets through for 4. Woo! Lightning. Oh, that made my heart hurt. So Lightning maybe thought inbounds, but no, the referee says no. So Lightning will have a seat, and Monster has the track for a power jam. Woo! Oh my goodness. So Monster is through for 4. Lightning is out of the box now, engaging with that pack. 4 points on the board, 8 points apiece for each jammer. Lightning through for another 4. And that jam comes to a close. 12 points for Rome. It looks like Savannah put up 11. 2.5 minutes left in our game today. And Ice will pick up a high block and head to the penalty box. So the Butcher has the opportunity to pick up lead here. Got to get through the very, very difficult Rome defense. The Butcher looking for a hip assist there off the team captain. Disney villain. But now the Butcher's hung up in that Rome defense. And another penalty kill there by Rome. Ice out of the box. That's the initial for Ice. So I think Rome's content to just run some time off the clock. 4 points on the board there for Ice. It's a tripod of Rome blockers just hanging on to the butcher. Ice, meanwhile, able to shake off the last defender. And that jam will come to a close. And we have a timeout called, of course. So 7 seconds left on the clock is enough time to have another jam. Thank all of you for coming out to watch our juniors today, both in venue and on the stream. We appreciate you. And that rolling whistle tells us that the timeout has concluded. So Savannah has elected to put King Corey on the line. That's Lightning wearing the star for Rome. And lead is assessed to Lightning. And King Corey also out of the pack as well. Lightning over the apex, calls it. So 4 points on the board for Rome. It looks like 1 for Savannah. So I think we'll be 90 to 201 when we get this settled. But this is the unofficial score. .201 to 90. We'll wait for our officials to give us the all clear that that is correct. And that rolling whistle tells us that it is true. So stay tuned because we're going to do MVPs in just a hot minute.